Today we'll be having a look at the SH Figure Arts Turles. So let's check him out. Okay, so yesterday I done a short on this, and you may have already watched it. I done a short unboxing this figure, and remember a while ago, when I done a review. I can't remember which review it was. It was a Dragon Ball Z review, but I can't remember which figure I actually done the video on. But I had mentioned that I was gonna save them and get Turles as my first SH Figure Arts figure, and I finally done that. And reason I chose Turles is because it's the only good articulated figure of Turles that is actually out there. Because they haven't made one in Dragon Ball Dragon Stars, and they're probably never going to make it. So go in that line. So without further ado, let's get into his packaging. So he does come in a mailer box, kind of like Max Universe Classics figures do. They come in mailer boxes like this, except those a little bit bigger. But NCS says Bandai Namco there at the top. Got Japanese letters there, which I don't know what all these mean. I don't speak Japanese. I don't know what these actually say. I could probably put that on Google Translate and it'll tell you. But you see, there's English there. That's probably what that is in Japanese right there. So see, they spelled Turles a little bit different. I don't know why. Maybe that's why it's spelled in Japanese. In English letters. I guess I don't know. See, there's not a whole lot there on the back either. So and then you got the actual package that he came in, which if you want to see him actually in the package, I done a short, like I said, of unboxing this figure, so you can go watch that and see what it looks like actually in the package. But since there's a portrait of the figure there holding the fruit from the tree of might, as in the movie he was in. It looks pretty cool. It's a lot of cool black and white images of poses you can get him in, which is really cool. You got more poses there on the back and more pictures of everything, which is really neat. There's another window where you can see the figure there. Not a whole lot there at the bottom. There's actually more at the bottom of this than other figure packaging. He's actually got, more pictures of Turles and, the name and everything. So, not a whole lot there at the top. There's a small picture of Turles there. So, that's pretty much it for the packaging. So, that figure comes chock full of a lot of accessories here. You see alternate hands, 3 alternate faces, the cross arms, his kill diver effect, which I think that's what that tab was called. I'm not for sure. But it also comes with his cape that he did wear in the movie. He's also been seen wearing a cape in other different types of media. But so as you can see, he's got the cross arms, which I haven't tried to put on yet. I don't know exactly, or I just haven't tried to put them on yet. I might try to do that review here, but he's got a bunch of alternate hands. He's got the kill diver effect with these pieces, which you can put into these 2 hands right here. You see they have the holes in them to put the effect pieces in, as you can see. So I'll try to do that and show you how that looks. But so you got the 2 normal hands without the holes in them, which is about the same as these. 2 other gripping hands. You got this hand right here, which is one of my favorites. It's got the fruit from the tree of might, which is what he was, after in the movie that he did, consume, and it made him really strong. So that's pretty neat. The fruit is actually attached to the hand. It's not actually removable, but that's actually kind of nice though, because trying to probably keep that in his hand would be a nightmare. If it wasn't part of it. But so as you can see, he's got the white cape, which is pretty cool. I probably won't explain with the cape because I normally think of him without the cape, so this is personal preference. But the cape is molded in a way too. We don't actually have to remove the shoulder pad from the armor, so that's pretty nice. He's got 3 alternate faces, as you can see. He's got this face, which is like a screaming face. Camera focus. Probably this face would be good for using the kill diver attack mode there. He's got this weird face, which is this guy's tongue sticking out, which this face is for the hand with the fruit, so you can get him up there. He's fixing to take a bite of the fruit, so that's what that was for. You got this face right here, which is just generic, I guess. Kind of got a scowl, I guess, like he's angry. But changing them out is pretty easy. I'll show you how to do that here in a few minutes as we go over articulation. So for articulation, this figure's got some really good articulation. He's got a ball joint there at the head and a hinge there at the neck, so that's pretty good. His armor bits can swivel out of the way, so you can get his arms up into different positions, so you can get him to blasting effects, things like that. So that's pretty nice. He's got hinges there at the shoulder and everything, and at the bicep. He's got a double hinge there at the elbow. He's got a swivel and a hinge there at the wrist. He's got good waist articulation there. his bottom bits can also articulate up, so that's pretty nice. He's got pretty good leg articulation there. You can see with the thighs and everything. He's got a double hinge there at the knee, and a hinge there, or ankle pivot there at the ankle, and he's got a little bit of toe articulation. So let's go with the sculpt, design, and color of Turles, starting with his head. I also wouldn't put the cape on too, so you can see what he looks like with the cape. You can see that it's very reminiscent of Piccolo's cape, except it's just on one side there, as you can see. But which in the movie he does wear the cape. Only on the ship, I think. When he's on Earth, I don't think he has it. But and then in other media, it does have a cape. But I probably won't display him this way because usually when I think of, like I said, when I think of Turles, I think of him and just with the armor without the cape. So, which that's a pretty cool option. To remove that, you just have to pop his head off, as you can see, like so. And the cape will slide off the armor bit right there. It's molded too, where it fits over the shoulder pad, so that's pretty nice. You don't actually have to remove the shoulder pad. So you put the head back on, and then you have Turles like this. And this is, like I said, how I usually think of Turles is in this form. So starting with his head, as you can see, he looks, identical to Goku, just about it, which is what he was in the movie. He was like a evil doppelganger of Goku. He was the original Goku Black, and as you can see, his hair is shaped a little bit different. His hair spikes come out a little bit different on the back there, and he's also got tanner skin than Goku. Goku had a lighter skin tone than Turles does, and so as you can see, mostly look the same as Goku. He's got his scouter, which has got a red lens, which you can remove it, but because he can put on the other faces and everything. But I would probably not display him that way because he just has a peg sticking out of his where the scouter goes on. Which in the movie he has a scouter on for most of the movie. The only time he doesn't is right when he's killed, where it breaks from Goku's power level. So like I said, for most of the movie he has it. So that's probably why they done it that way. They could have included an alternate ear like they did with Namek Saga Vegeta, or both the Saiyan Saga would too, I believe, where you could put his ear there where he wouldn't have the scouter on. But now to change out the face, you take the front of the hair off like so, and you can take off the face, sit him down, then you can remove the scouter. You can move the scouter with it on, but it's easier to do it without the face on, so you can move the scouter. The scouter is white with red lens. You see it's casted in the red translucent color. So take the scowling face. You can take and put the scouter on, which on these other faces it doesn't want to quite press on there very good. I don't know why. There we go. But I say I put one on another face the other day and it fell off, so I didn't have it pressed on very good. So you could press the face back on there, and then you put the front of his hair back on, and then now you have him making a different scowling like face there, as you can see, which looks pretty cool. I may display him like that. I don't know. I like the face that he comes with, pretty good. Like as you can see going down, he's got the standard Saiyan armor, which is really cool. His color scheme is gray and black, as you see. I always thought his color scheme was really cool. He's got white trim and everything like most Saiyan armor does. He's got the big shoulder pauldron, which I prefer over the strap kind. It's his gauntlets too, as you can see, are very unique to him. Most Saiyan armor, like if I bring in the Irwin Nappa, as you can see his gauntlets and Turles' gauntlets, they are shaped very different from each other. Turles' gauntlets are kind of reminiscent of first form Frieza. Yeah, I don't have that figure to show you, but that's kind of how they kind of look. See, they're white with purple there in the middle. I always liked his gauntlets. I thought they were really cool. He's got his tail wrapped around his waist like a belt, which you can move it. You can see the normal white piece of the armor there. It'd been nice if they had included an alternate tail, because he does unravel his tail in the movie, like especially in that one part where he picked up Gohan. But the tail is actually plugged into his rear end there. You can actually unplug it and everything. That's why I thought it'd been neat to put in an unraveled tail. That'd been kind of neat. Although I probably wouldn't explain it that way. But like I said, I'd rather have it raveled around his waist like that, so it isn't in the way. But and see, he's got black underwear underneath the armor bits, as you can see the crotch protectors and everything, which is pretty cool. And like I said, they do swivel out of the way for posing, so that's pretty nice. And as you can see, he's got pretty big arms and stuff. This one's pushed down a little bit. They do go rock up and down, but as you can see, he's got pretty thick arms and pretty thick legs too, which makes sense because when he ate the fruit from the tree of might, he gained pretty big muscle mass and everything. He got really big, so that makes sense why he would be pretty thick like that. And you see, he's got the standard Saiyan boots, not different from the other Saiyan boots, except just the color scheme is black and gray, everything, which looks really, really cool. So here he is with the cross arms, which looks really cool, actually. I don't know if I display him this way. It does kind of break up the sculpt of the armor bits a little bit, but, it does look pretty cool. Now, when you look at it like this, he is missing fingers, but when you look at but from this point of view, you're not going to notice that. This is kind of a typical pose for some Saiyans. Like, Vegeta's done this a lot in the uh, Saiyan saga, I believe. And I think Turles had done it. Maybe I can't remember exactly, but like I said, it does look pretty neat. It's hard to kind of get everything lined up. I had to remove the head so I could get my hand because I didn't want to press down on the shoulder pads. Cause I didn't want to knock the shoulder pads off. I had to try to put them back on. I knocked one off the other day, and I had to place it back in. So I'd be careful of that, and I would rotate them out of the way so I can get the arms on. Like I said, I probably won't display them like this, but this is a pretty cool option. Okay, so it is the next day, actually. Unfortunately, yesterday when I filmed this video, I ran into a problem with my microphone and it didn't record any sound for the back half of the video. I posted something about that last night, and I tried to do a voiceover, but they didn't sound good. It was really staticky and you couldn't hear me well, so I was like, I'll wait for my microphone to charge up and everything, and then I'll just re-record the bad parts. So that's what I'm doing here. So this is the not the apple, I mean the fruit eating pose right here, as you can see. I tried to get the kill diver pose with the kill diver effect, but I could not get that to work for the life of me. I couldn't figure it out. So I'll show you a picture of it, what it looks like, but like I said, I couldn't figure that out for the life of me. But so this is the fruit eating pose. As you can see, he's got the fruit of the tree of might in his hand there, and the face where he's taking a bite of the fruit, which is pretty cool. I probably display him holding the fruit. I don't know if I display him with that face, but this is a kind of a cool pose. So here he is compared to two Irwin Dragon Ball Z figures I have. I have the Irwin Goku and Bardock there, as you can see, which I haven't done a review on Goku because I'm missing parts for it, and we did fix his hair. His hair was broke. The peg, those early Dragon Ball Z figures, the peg holding the hair on was bad to break, and then you have a broken piece. I had a Gohan that had broken hair too. We had to fix, but when that Goku, we glued his hair back on, so now it's on there. It's not falling off. But that Bardock, I did do a review on because I actually like that figure, and Bardock's one of my favorite characters too. So that's why I chose to do that one, along with Turles here. And to my knowledge, that's the first figure of Turles, or first articulated figure of Turles to ever be released. I don't think they've ever released another one either. But and also they try to say Turles and Goku ain't related because a lot of low class Saiyan warriors had similar facial structures and everything. But the movie Bardock, the Father of Goku, kind of wrecked on that idea because there was a lot of low class Saiyans that look completely different from each other. So to me, there's too much resemblance here going on for them not to be related somehow. Like being brothers or something. I mean, they look too much alike. Like Bardock, obviously looks like Goku, or Goku looks like him because that's his father. So, like I said, there's too much resemblance going on here for Goku and Turles to not be related somehow. So here he is compared to the Irwin Vegeta and Irwin Nappa, which that Vegeta is a really early Dragon Ball Z figure. The Nappa is a later one. It's got a little bit better articulation, which I have reviewed both of those. And now originally Turles' armor was going to be a very different color. It was originally going to be, kind of a mix between Vegeta and Nappa's armor color. I'll show you a picture. It was from a early promotional poster, and I'm glad they didn't go that route because I like the colors of his armor. They went with a lot better. I think that makes him look different. He stands out from other Saiyans. And his armor gauntlets too are also very different from other Saiyans. As you can see, they look a lot cooler in my opinion. So actually, here he is compared to the Dragon Stars Vegeta. which I really like that Dragon Stars Vegeta. That's one of my favorite figures. That's a Super Saiyan one too. And I'm gonna work on getting the base form one, which should be relatively easy. Cause I mean, Dragon Stars ain't very expensive, and cause I do plan on using well Turles for sure for a I may do my first stop motion film, and which I'm not going to reveal too many details about that yet, because I'm gonna kind of build up to it. I'm gonna probably do some teaser images and things like that, but I gotta figure out how to do stop motion too. I've never done that before, so I'm gonna have to figure out and learn exactly how to do it, because I don't want it to look bad. I want it to look good, So so it might take some time, and I have to learn everything. But well, that's why I'm also gonna need a base form Vegeta, because I'm gonna need, if I do a series on this idea too, I'm gonna need base form Vegeta so I can have him transform basically. So I'm gonna try to track down that one, and I'll probably track down some more Dragon Stars, because them are actually pretty cheap and easy to come by. Well, SH figure arts, those are easy to come by, but they're kind of expensive. That's why I, you know, got Turles first, because, like I said, this is the only articulated figure of Turles that exists. I believe they made there's other like Staction ones and things like that, but it's the only good articulated figure that's out there. So what do I think of this figure overall? I really like this figure, and it's probably one of my favorite Dragon Ball Z figures, if not my favorite. The articulation is just really good on this figure, and there's not really much I can say about that. There's like, Turles is one of my favorite villains in Dragon Ball Z. I really enjoyed the movie that this particular character comes from, and which I'm glad they made this one, because this was a character that never had an action figure in the Irwin Dragon Ball Z line, which I really don't know why. I mean, it'd been easy to make one, I guess, because I mean, he looks basically the same as Goku, just with different outfits. I don't say in armor, but these things here, they feel kind of loose, and everything. The shoulder pad, I knocked one off one time, and you can peg them back in, just they just feel kind of loose, and when you have in a pose like a Kildabra pose, something, it does kind of break the sculpt up with the shoulder pads and everything. So that's something I kind of don't like. But uh, these shoulder pads too, I think they improved it over some of the other ones. They articulate out of the way better. That's why they do that. So, and that's a good thing, to just get them out of your way so you can get them in a cool pose or something. But so if you're a fan of Turles like I am, and want a good articulated figure of Turles, I highly recommend it. And you want to see some more Dragon Ball Z Dragon Stars, or maybe SH figure arts in the future, give me a thumbs up. They help me a lot. And don't forget to hit the subscribe button. Till next time.